Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. One of our admin was saying that it was quite a hard confession to translate for him. The message reads like this. Hello, how are you? I am here to share with you about my trip that I took when I went to Zim to do money-making rituals. I ended up killing my wife. I slept with my own mother. Now I have money, but I do not have peace at all. I was just a regular man, a proud father, a husband, a police officer in KZN, but bad things happened in my marriage that made me to become who I am. My wife, when I was on duty, would bring men into my home. My neighbors will tell me, but I thought that they hated my wife quite a lot. Now I am haunted because of the choices that I took. I do live, I'll say, in Centon today. Yes, money is there, cars, women, businesses. I look rich outside, but each and every night, terrible things happen to me. I sit on a chair throughout the night. I take a cozy blanket. I am not allowed to lie down on the floor. And now my body, I feel that my body cannot take it anymore. I don't know when was the last time that I slept. Even during the day, I have to sleep whilst I am seated on a chair. There is no rest for me. Even when I am with a woman, we do not sleep down even on the floor. We do it on the chair, on the couch, for those are my rituals. Every night I see the blood of my wife running down the walls, especially from upstairs coming downstairs, and I remember the things that I went to do in Zim and what I did to go there. So I joined the police force straight after my matric. I had always wanted to serve, for I believed in justice, but justice does not pay the bills. It was in 2016. I was then stationed along the N1 highway. That was when I met this other Zimbabwean cross-border bus driver. He had a lot of people. At first I was strict, inspecting papers, but then with time, when I had a girlfriend, my salary was not enough, and my girlfriend, she was too beautiful for me to let her go. When we had a child together, I knew that this was my responsibility. I was asking for bribes to let them pass. Me and that guy, we became friends. From the moment that he would enter into South African borders, he will make a police call. I am on my way, dear friend. How is the N1 like? And we will be chatting. He would give me money, cool drink money, 500, even up to 2K during the holidays and the peak seasons, depending on what they were smuggling. Sometimes it will be stolen phones when they are returning back home, and skin lightening creams when they are returning back to South Africa. Sometimes they will never let me open. One driver, I'll call him Shepherd, he became my best friend. He said, Chief, you are wasting your time. You are letting people pass, but you need to know that there are rituals that are done that can help you to have more money. I just laughed at that time. What source are you talking about? He said, Zim, Baba, the real money is made in Zim. Come and see. So it was in 2019, I was transferred to the Musina border. That was where everything began to go down the drain. I started sleeping around prostitutes, other women, club girls. I really did not mind. Then I caught something strange. At first, it was just sores on my manhood. I had slept with this other Zim woman. She had been sorted by her husband like a locking spiritual key. If she sleeps with a man, that man will have an STI that cannot be cured by the nurses. My manhood started leaking yellow pus every day. I went to private clinics. Nothing was working. Antibiotics that I was taking, it was just too much, according to one of the nurse. One night, whilst I was in pain, I then just took my phone and I called one of my friend Shepherd, that is from Zim, and I was like, man, I am in pain, like my manhood is really hot. That was when he was like to me, come to Zim, I know someone that can assist you. So I went to Zim even though I did not even know where I was going to. We went to a village that is called Monduro. We crossed the border. I was on his bus. People, they did not even know that I was even a South African who was with them in the bus. No passport, nothing, and I was in pain. He took me to the Sangoma in Mondoro, a remote rural area. I went there, and then we met up with the traditional healer who did not even greet me and simply said, remove your clothes. This was the second day, and then that was when he worked on my manhood. When I woke up, I was cured. I had no pain. The sores were gone. I felt like a new man. He even gave me some charms like Congo dust to strengthen myself in bed. And when I returned back to South Africa, I really wanted more. When I went to Shepherd's Life, because he also stays in that village, he had 2 cars, and these cars, they were very expensive, that were just parked in the village, and he had girlfriends everywhere. In the village, he had 2 wives, and each and every wife, they had electricity and they had big mansions. I said to him, I want money. I just thought that you are just a bus driver. You have big money. He was a millionaire. That guy just laughed. And then that was when he told me that he would go with me. We returned back to Zim together on the bus again. And the Sangoma told me that I was supposed to give something that bleeds. Like what? My wife, she was the one that was in my heart, near my heart, and close to my manhood. That is what I was told. And that very same night, I saw a baboon. I was told to slaughter that baboon, and I took a knife and a hunting spear, and I threw the hunting spear because this baboon was chained to a tree. And the moment that I threw that hunting spear, killing that baboon, that was when I heard my wife crying. I ran to where that baboon that I had stabbed to was. I saw that I had stabbed my wife. When I returned to South Africa, I was no longer the same. My wife, she passed away. I used her in that ritual. Those people, they betrayed me. I thought that I was sacrificing a baboon, but this was my wife. Later on, I was then told that now that I had started making money, what was needed was for me to sleep with my mom. Otherwise, I was going to lose all the fortune. You must sleep with your mom. Otherwise, you are going to lose all the millions that you have. Shepherd told me that he also slept with his mom whilst he was on her deathbed. I returned back to KZN. I was shattered in my mind. I was driving a brand new Ford Ranger, but my mind was not in one place. My mother was 75. She had raised me alone, a sweet, innocent woman. I went to her and I gave her some charms. She fell fast asleep, and in regret, I did things to her that I am even afraid to mention. I forced myself on my mom. My mother passed away. We buried her in KZN. I never forgave myself, and I can't forgive myself for sleeping with my own mother. Now I have money, but I have no peace. After my mom's death, the money was even more, and I won a tender, opened a logistic company. My bank account is always fat. I have 3 sport cars. I have a lot of people that call me boss. I stopped being a police officer. I do not sleep at night because when I go to bed, I am reminded by some of the topologies from Zim that you need to remember that you are not supposed to lie down. I have not laid myself down on the bed for a couple of years now. My bones are tired. I cannot do this anymore. When I feel like I am too tired, I take 3 belts and I tie myself to the chair so that I don't fall over. I even invited a guy who does welding, who welded this chair that I sleep on right against the wall so that I do not fall. I am a prisoner in my own house. I really do not know if I am supposed to give up on this that I have. You will get money through Ukutwala, but you will pay it with your soul. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our